Your brain is not trying to ruin your life, but sometimes it feels like it. You want to move on, you want to focus on good things, yet your mind keeps replaying the worst moments. Breakups, humiliations, arguments, times you were rejected or abandoned. It is like your brain is more loyal to your pain than to your peace. And you might wonder, what is wrong with me? There is nothing wrong with you. There is something very old and very powerful happening inside you. Your brain did not evolve to make you happy. It evolved to keep you alive. From that perspective, painful memories are not mistakes. They are survival lessons your brain does not want you to forget. It is crude and sometimes cruel, but it is trying to protect you. Imagine your nervous system as a guard that never sleeps. It constantly scans for danger. When something hurts you deeply, your brain treats it like a red flag. It says, remember this. We do not want to go through this again. So it tags that memory with emotional intensity. The stronger the emotion, the stronger the tag. Your system marks it as high-priority information. This is one reason why you remember painful moments so vividly. Happy times tend to be softer and more diffuse. Painful events often come with adrenaline, cortisol, and a rush of fear, shame, or grief. Those chemicals burn the experience into your memory. Your brain is not being cruel. It is trying to protect you by keeping the warning signs close. But it does not know when to stop repeating the lesson. There is another layer. Your brain is a pattern-detecting machine. It wants to predict what will happen next. When you keep revisiting old pain, your mind is often trying to analyze it. What did I miss? What was the exact moment it went wrong? How can I avoid this in the future? Rumination feels useless and torturing, but inside it there is a hidden intention to gain control over what hurt you. Of course, this has a cost. Instead of learning and letting go, you get stuck in loops. You replay the same scene hundreds of times. You rewrite the argument in your head. You imagine what you should have said. You go back to memories like a detective who never closes the case. Your nervous system stays activated as if the event is still happening now. Your body does not get a chance to fully land in the present. Your brain also loves painful memories because of something called negativity bias. From an evolutionary point of view, missing a threat was more dangerous than missing a pleasure. If your ancestors forgot where the berries were, that was bad. But if they forgot where the predator was, that was fatal. So our brains prioritize negative information. They give it more weight, more attention, more space. This means that a single painful comment from someone can affect you more than 10 kind ones. You might forget every compliment and remember every criticism. You might go through a day with many neutral or pleasant moments, but your mind highlights the one awkward interaction and replays it at night. Your brain highlights what could hurt you and quietly archives what nourished you. Sometimes, your brain holds on to painful memories because they are tied to your identity. If you experienced a lot of rejection, your mind might build a story. I am not lovable. If you faced repeated failure, the story might be, I always mess things up. These stories are not the truth of who you are. They are attempts to make sense of pain, to organize chaos into something that feels predictable. Once these stories form, your brain looks for evidence to confirm them. Painful memories become like proof files. See, this shows you are unlovable. This shows you are a failure. Your mind replays them not just to protect you, but to maintain a consistent narrative. It would rather be painfully certain than uncertain and open. Certainty, even when negative, can feel safer than not knowing. Your nervous system also has trouble telling the difference between remembering and reliving. When you recall a painful event with strong emotion, your body can respond as if it is happening again. Heart rate, tension, shallow breathing. The brain pathways that lit up in the original event can light up in the memory as well. So, in a way, your brain is not only loving the memory, it is re-experiencing it. Think about a time you were deeply embarrassed. Maybe you said something in a group and people laughed in a way that felt cruel. Years later, you remember that moment in the shower, in the car, at night in bed. Your face gets hot, your stomach tightens, even though nothing is happening now. Your brain is showing you that file again, hoping you will learn something new from it, even if there is nothing left to learn. There is another, more tender reason your brain clings to painful memories. Sometimes, those memories are the last place where certain versions of you still exist. The younger you, the innocent you, the you who loved fully before being hurt. Revisiting the memory is a way, however unconscious, of staying close to that lost part of yourself. The pain is tied to something precious that you do not want to fully let go. Trauma intensifies all of this. When something was too much, too fast, or too soon, your system might not have processed it at the time. So the memory stays fragmented, frozen, not fully integrated. Your brain keeps bringing it back because it is unfinished business. It is trying again and again to digest what was overwhelming. But without support and safety, it only reopens the wound. Childhood experiences can make this pattern even stronger. If you grew up around criticism, chaos, or emotional neglect, your baseline expectation might be that something bad is always about to happen. Your brain becomes extra focused on danger. Later in life, it uses old, painful memories as a manual. This is how people are. This is what love feels like. This is what happens when you trust. The past becomes a template for the future. So what can you do if your brain loves painful memories more than you do? The first step is to stop fighting your brain like an enemy. When you tell yourself, just forget it, and you cannot, you add shame and frustration on top of the pain. Instead, you can start to see your brain as a loyal but scared protector. It is repeating the story because it thinks this will keep you safe. When a painful memory shows up, you can try a different response. Instead of diving into the details again, pause and notice your body. Where do you feel it? Chest, throat, stomach, jaw. Place a hand there if that feels okay. Breathe slowly. You can say to yourself, my brain is trying to protect me. My body is remembering. I am here now. This shifts you from being inside the memory to being with the memory. You can also gently question the conclusions your brain drew from those events. If a memory screams, this proves you are unlovable, you can ask, what else could this moment mean? Maybe it shows someone else's limitations. Maybe it shows your need for boundaries. Maybe it shows you were trying to get love from someone who could not give it. This does not erase the pain, but it loosens its grip on your identity. Another powerful practice is to pair painful memories with new experiences of safety. Your brain learns through association. Right now, a certain song, place, or smell might trigger old hurt. Over time, you can also create new associations. Speaking about the memory with someone who is kind, letting yourself cry and be held, doing something grounding after it appears. Slowly, your brain learns that remembering does not equal danger. You can experiment with time orientation too. When the memory appears, you can gently remind yourself of the date, the place where you are, and one or two things you see around you. That was then. This is now. You are helping your brain file the memory in the past instead of keeping it in the present. It sounds simple, but this orientation can calm your nervous system over time. Therapeutic approaches like EMDR, somatic therapy, or trauma-informed talk therapy can help your brain finally file those memories in the past, not by erasing them, but by integrating them. The emotional charge decreases. The memory becomes one chapter in your story, not the whole book. Your nervous system no longer reacts as if you were still there. You remember, but you are not constantly re-injured by the remembering. You can also intentionally feed your brain different material. Because of negativity bias, positive experiences do not stick as easily. You can change that by lingering with them. When something small feels good, pause for a few extra seconds. Notice how it feels in your body. Let your attention rest there. You are teaching your brain that safety and warmth are also important to remember, not just pain and threat. Over time, as you practice this, the balance shifts. Painful memories may still arise, but they do not dominate the landscape in the same way. Your brain starts to trust that you can handle life without constantly rehearsing what went wrong. It does not have to scream warnings so loudly because you are more present, more discerning, more connected to yourself. The guard at the gate can finally relax a little. If your brain keeps dragging you back to old hurts, it is not a sign that you are weak or obsessed with the past. It is a sign that something in you is still trying to protect, to understand, to complete what was left unfinished. You can honor that intention while also choosing new ways to relate to your memories. The goal is not to erase them, but to change the relationship you have with them. You do not have to force yourself to love your painful memories, but you can learn to hold them differently, to see the younger you inside them with more compassion, to thank your brain for trying to keep you safe, and then gently show it that you are safer now than you were then. Little by little, your mind can become less of a prison and more of a home where all your experiences have a place, but none of them rule you. Subscribe for more on trauma, the nervous system, memory, and healing. Like if this helped you make sense of why your mind clings to old pain. Share it with someone who keeps saying, "I wish I could just forget," but secretly blames themselves for not being able to.